Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today, I thought we would work on this page in our little painted journal. And for this page, you're going to need just a few things. So I have a fussy cut butterfly that I cut out from one of my butterfly books that we have used in the past. I have my soft gel matte medium. Good gracious. I have just a 1-inch brush. It's a natural brush for my matte medium. And I have 3 colors of ink. I have my my oxide, and they're all oxides. I have my scorched timber, my vintage photo, and my gathered twigs, plus my dauber. And I have some old book pages. That's all I got. And that's what, and I have my dryer for the page. And that's what we're going to start with. And I've got my apron on here because it's going to be a little messy. Just a little bit messy. And I probably won't talk through the whole thing because I keep losing my voice with this dry air. And you'll know what I'm doing. So I'm going to take these old pages, and I'm just going to tear them. We've done this many times. I'm just going to tear them like this, and I'm going to glue them onto the page. Now, I don't want this necessarily. I want some of it, but not all of it. So you'll probably see me not use a lot of it. But some of it will be okay. I mostly want the text. Okay, because what I want to do is I just want to cover this page. I don't want a plain white background. And these are old pages from different books that I have. This is a poetry book, and some of them are, and the other 2 are just old fiction books. And I'm just tearing them into different sizes. Okay? And then I'm just going to take my matte medium. And I do have something behind the page to keep this from sticking to the page behind it. Because it will get a little bit wet. And I don't want it sticking. And all these book pages are different colors. Different tones. And that's okay. And I'm not going to worry about, are they going the right direction? Are they going up and down okay? And are they up? Are they down? I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. I do want to be able to pick them up, though. Good gracious. And I think I need to put some more on here. So after I get them on here, I'm going to do a quick dry, and I'll go off camera to do that, so you're not having to watch me dry things. And the reason I chose these books is they're all different sizes of text. Like that's got some little tiny text. This is a browner page. And it's just all from the age of the book. And they're not teeny tiny. I didn't tear them teeny tiny. I tore them pretty good sizes because, they're going to get covered up. They're going to get stamped on here in a minute. So, I don't want to be doing this for hours. And the poetry book has got the smallest, but it's also got a red binding on it, and that's okay. I kind of like it. But I don't want all of it up there together. All right, so I'm just going to stop talking right now and just get this finished real quick. You know how to do this. So you can pick a page in your book and do it along with me. Okay, I am going to go off camera for a minute, and I am going to dry my page, and then I will be right back so that we can finish this. So I'll be right back. So this whole page took me less than 10 minutes. So you can do that. I'll be right back. Okay, all done. Now, you'll know when it's completely dry when it doesn't feel sticky. So you can put your hand on it and you can feel it around, and mine doesn't feel sticky. So I've added to my desktop some water, my spray bottle, my stamp pad, and some stamps. Now I've also added my glue. It's just my art glitter glue. And some ribbon that I want to use on the page. Unfortunately, I buried it when I got out my thing. And my butterfly that I cut out. Here it is. And the ribbon that I want to use right here. Now I also have that just plain. Come here, you. It looks like this. It doesn't have the twine in it. So I'm not sure which one I want to use on this. And I also have out some of this. So we're going to see, you know, what I like on here as we kind of play with it. Okay, now I also have a bigger one, but he's going to be too big just on there right now. So we're going to use him on something else. Okay, so these are the butterflies that I want to stamp on there. But first, I want to do a little bit of inking. So I'm going to put my little butterfly up there so he doesn't get, you know, become a mess. And I'm going to grab my paintbrush here. And I'm going to grab my inks. And before we do anything else, we're going to ink up this page here a little bit. All right, so sleeves up. So I hope you guys are having a good day today. We have a beautiful day here today. We've still got probably about 10 inches of snow outside, but let me tell you, we have a beautiful temperature of some sunshine, and when I looked about noon at the thermostat, it said 37 degrees, and you know, Baxter and I couldn't believe it, so he didn't have to have his little booties on, didn't have to have his coat on. Heck, I even just went outside with my shirt on. I was like, I'm not even putting a coat on. I mean, it was still a little cold, but I was like, hey, I'm going for it. After all the cold we had, we started the morning at 12 below, and it quickly warmed up, so I was taking it. Now tonight's going to be in the 20s, but still. Now I want to get some of this color over here on the corners. Like this. And over here. Now this piece right here didn't lay down all the way. And you all know my favorite way to do these after I get them on here. But those over there didn't. I just like smushing them around like this. And then taking the dryer on them. So that was the darkest one. So we're going to dry that one off there a little bit. Okay, I've got some lace attached to me here. My desk is a mess, and I really do need to clean it up. So we're going to dry this one real quick. I don't want to touch it. I just want to leave it like it is. I want to leave the bloops and the boops. See how it's staining the paper there? It's just kind of staining the paper. That's what I'm looking for. And if I get too big of a boop in there, I can spread it around with my brush. Okay. And I don't mind if it stays a little damp. That's okay, because I'm going to add some more onto here. And I think, let's see, I think that was scorched timber, wasn't it? Yeah, this is gathered twigs. So now we're going to do that one. And all I'm doing is I'm smushing it on my, on my tray here, my little stamp pad. And then I'm just giving it a little squirt of water. Just to kind of, you know, let oxide do what oxide does. Taking my paintbrush and making sure that it gets wet. And now my brush has both colors on it. And I'm going to take this one, since this got mostly up here, I'm going to bring this one down here, and I'm going to bring it about. I'm going to drag it around a little bit more. Make sure I get this all over the place. Now, what's on my brush, I'm going to make sure that I get in places that I see. Didn't get any, like these white places here. They didn't really get a lot. This sometimes works better when your page isn't in your book. If you do it outside of your book, if you do it by itself and then glue the page in your book, it works. It works a little bit better because you can do it flat on your work surface. You don't have all your other pages, all your other things in your way. But, you know, we didn't do it that way, so that's okay. And then whatever's left on your stamp pad, don't wipe off. Grab a piece of fabric, another piece of paper, you know, something like that, and smush it off on it. Okay, so now we've got that color, and I still have quite a bit on here that I'm going to try and put down here. I have a piece of fabric I cleaned mine off on. Okay, now my last one is going to be my vintage photo. Now, you can do this on here even. You can do this on here. You can... let me show you what I mean after I drag this through here. Okay, so I'm going to make sure my vintage photo is nice and loose. That might even be a little bit too loose. After you get this on here, you can, and you get it dry, you can take this and make dots. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a second with your brush. Let me put the cap on this since I'm going to dry this. So just, now, and if you don't want to dry it, just let it sit and dry on its own. You don't have to use your dryer. You can let it do its own thing. It'll just take a little bit longer, but you can do that. Okay. It doesn't take long if you use your dryer. It only takes a few seconds. Making sure my heat's not getting up there. Sorry. I know my hand's up there. I just want to make sure it's not getting too hot up there. Okay. Now that's pretty dry. Okay. That's dry enough anyhow. Now I can take what's left on here, and I can take my brush. Okay. And I can go like this. And I don't know if you can see it, but I can. And I can do this with any of the colors that I have. So if I want to make what did I have? Scorched timber. If I want to make the scorched timber bloops darker, I can use the scorched timber. If I want to make the gathered twigs, I can use gathered twigs. If I want to use black, I can put black on it now. Let me show you what I mean. Whoops. And to do that, you don't want to make this really dark or really loose. Okay, I don't make mine really loose. Some creators make theirs looser than I do. You can even just use a different color like blue, like my little butterfly's blue. Okay, so here's your black. Get it on your brush. Oops, get off of there. And I just let it sit there, but I add it this way. And now, while I'm getting the rest, and you'll see I'm getting it over here on this other page too. There we go. And then if you want to continue on this page, you can. And just let it dry. Now you don't have a solid white page to work with over here whenever you're ready to do this page. There. Okay, so now I'm just going to let this dry for a minute. I'm going to finish my brush here. Okay, so now I have some black on here, and it's actually mixed with some of my brown, so it's not a really harsh black. Now, I don't have black on my fabric because that is a little too harsh for me. So I'm cleaning this off onto my thing here, and I am going to stamp. Okay, so now I need to decide, do I want to use this by itself? Because I want this to look like a climbing vine on the edge. This is like an edge trim. Do I want this to look like it's climbing like this? Come here, you. It's all twisty. Now, I think I like this better, but I also think I want to use some of this with it. I really like this. And I think I want to use, now if I use that, do I want to use this with it? And maybe come up through the back and have it, maybe have it weave through a little bit. I don't know, what do you guys think? Have it weave through it a little bit in spots. Like that. Okay, let's twist this. It got twisted. And then like that, maybe. Okay, let me take a look at the top and see. Oh no, I kind of like that. And then have our butterfly. Except we're going to need some flowers, aren't we? We're definitely going to need some flowers. All right, let's see here. Let's find some flowers for it. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me get out my flowers. Okay, I pulled out some pages from one of my flower books that we've worked on in the past. And I really think that one's cute. But I'm not sure if they're going to work. I have a couple of different ones. Like that one might work coming up the side. Maybe. But I don't think it works with this. I don't think any of these do that I'm looking at. I mean, they would have to be fussy cut and maybe fit in them. But I don't think any of them are the right... No, I don't think they'll work. So, then I have, you know, these, these Tim Holtz flowers. So let's see what we have here. What do we have in here? I'm not sure about these. I need something for that butterfly to be going after. You know, having a butterfly on a page just because he's there kind of makes me crazy. He needs to be there for a reason. All right, these aren't going to do it. Okay. Come here, you. So, what about you? Are you about the same? I think these guys are all about the same. Yeah, they're all about the same too. You know, unless we put a pocket down there and have it coming out of a pocket. And I didn't particularly want this page to be a pocket page. I just want it to be decorative. And I want this to kind of stick up off the top a little bit. I do kind of like that there. All right, so let's maybe do our stamping, and maybe that'll make me happy. So let's get our stamps out here. Okay, so I think I want my black ink. I want to do these in ink because they'll show up better. So let's get our ink. Yeah, I have my other ink I like better. It's a matter of finding it though, isn't it? That's not it. Now I bought those new inks to use because I liked them better. Those oil-based inks. And for the life of me, when I cleaned up my craft room, they have grown legs and disappeared. So I need to find them. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Okay, because I can't find them anywhere. Okay, I think I want to use this guy. He always stamps out really pretty. Have you guys been watching the Olympics? We watched it on Saturday. We watched the ladies hockey, and that was a lot of fun. The U.S. ladies hockey team did a great job against, I think they played Finland. They did a super job. Okay. Now let's put this one back. Now, let's see if we can find a smaller one here. Now see, here are a few little flowers that maybe we could do and hide inside that. So maybe let's pull that out to figure out a place to put it. And also this little berry vine might work. So after we get that put back on there, we'll see. Okay, so what about this little guy? Oops. Now I'm just wiping these off with a wet wipe here. You can tell the ones I use a lot because they're stained black. Okay, let's see. This one goes in here. And they need scrubbed. Now let's lay this back on here. And see where we could put our little... Okay. So if we take our little berries here, we could have them coming out like right in there. Now that would work, wouldn't it? Okay, so if we did our little berries... All right, you know what? Let's go on and trim this so we're not working with so much. So let's go on and trim this. Oh dear, that's not going to cut through that. Let's get our other, let me get my other scissors here. These will cut through it better. Okay, now let's put that away. Now I'm going to go on and glue it down here at the bottom. So I think I want it there at the corner, and I want that. I want this at the corner, and I want this kind of booping out a little bit, like that. Okay, so let's go on and get this part down here. Okay, you need to go down. And you need to go down. Oops. Okay, let's get these pieces down. Now, that way we at least have something down. Then we can work our way up and decide where else we want to stamp. Okay, so those little berries. Uh-oh, I lost them. Oh dear, where did they go? Where did they go? Oh, darn. Darn. Okay, I don't need this. And they are not on here. One less thing to have to worry about. They're not on there. Come on, you guys. Oh. No. No. Okay, I'll be right back. I need to figure out what I just did with them. Hold on a second. Okay, I found them. All right, we're going to put them on a smaller thing here. All right, so I think I'm going to put some. Okay, I want it right there. I want to put some so that they're right under there. So they need to go that way. Let's turn it that way. Okay, so you guys need to come out. Right about there. And then right about up here, now, except I think I want them to come this way. Okay, and that way. And then this, right on the inside there. And up there. Okay. Now these both need cleaned off. Okay. So now that's done. So now let's get this glued down here. So let's follow this. Let's scoot this part over. You need to twist around here. And I'm gonna tap that in there where it meets. Now, if you don't want to use glue on your page, like I'm doing here, you can always use double-faced tape. You can use a little glue runner if you want. You can use something like that. Because after I'm done here, I have to leave this open for quite some time because of the matte medium that I used and the glue. Because I need to make sure that everything is dry before I close it up, or things will stick to the previous page. So that's what you need to do if you're using glue. If you're not using glue, but you used matte medium, you still need to leave it open for the night. Otherwise, it will still stick. Okay? Now, I'm just using 3-in-1 for this. And 3-in-1 does not dry as fast as Fabri-Tac. Okay, so I'm just adding little dots of glue along the way here. But it'll still hold it. It's still going to hold it okay. It just doesn't dry quite as fast. Still going to make your fingers sticky, though. There we go. Okay, I need to clean off my little dopper. So make sure before you get started you have out a baby wipe or something damp to wipe off your fingers. Okay. Now, I like that. Now, my little butterfly. I'm going to fold him up here. Now, I know he's going to get squished when I close the book, and that's not a problem. Because he'll still have a little bit of texture to him. Now, see all the glue blobs that have accumulated? So before I put this away for the night, I will make sure that I've cleaned that off. because what happens is these little glue blobs dry inside your cap of both of these 3-in-1 and Fabri-Tac, and they glue themselves to the inside of your cap. And then whenever you, after a while, it makes it quite difficult to get it off, and you can break your cap. There we go. So I've got a little wing that's up, one little wing that's down. Now I need to trim the top of this a little bit. I don't want this sticking out quite that far, but I do a little bit. And I am going to put just a little bit here. Just like that. Okay, that's clean. All right, I can put this away. There we go. I need to put my scissors away. There we go. Oh, that was such a fun page. I hope you all create one of these in your journal. You know, it's just one of those pages. They really don't serve a purpose except as a decoration, and they're so much fun to do. I really enjoy doing pages like this because they are. Now let's put our inks away. That's my goal this year, is to put things away when I'm finished. If you could see the right side of my desk, you'd go, "You're not getting that done, are you?" But, you know, they're just fun. So as you're flipping through your book, you come across a fun page and you go, "Oh, yeah, I remember doing that. That was so much fun." And you wonder why you just don't take the time to create them like that anymore. You always overthink things. And I have a tendency to do that. I have a tendency to just overthink things, and sometimes that makes it hard to just enjoy myself and have some fun in my book. So I hope that you take the time to just create a fun page and just don't overthink it. Just have some fun. So until I see you again on our next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.